need some words. I guess we're walking. Yeah. Yeah, we're walking. That's right, we're walking in the hall. Walking in the halls, walking in the halls. Gonna find out about someone new today. Finding out something about that friend. Gonna learn something new today. Here at Weston Elementary. Gonna find out about someone new. Each and every episode. All right, Charlie, that was pretty good. Let's get the show started. All right.
Hello, Eagle Nation. It's your elementary principal, Mr. Meyer, back with another episode of Walking the Halls with the Principal. Today, I'm going to be interviewing someone from the class of 2015. She was voted by her peers as most outgoing in her class. 2015 graduate, Kari Cattle. Well, thank you, Kari, for joining me today on Walking the Halls with the Principal. I'm so excited that you could come.
I am also excited.
This is the first time that I've met you, so I'm excited. I can't wait to learn more about you. So you graduated in 2015.
Yes.
And you want to tell us and tell the people out there some of the activities that you participated? Let's go back in time a little bit.
Okay, so all 4 years I played volleyball and basketball, varsity most of that. And then I was involved in forensics, which was super fun. And I remember I was prom queen my junior year, so that was fun. What else was I in?
Well, in looking, I noticed that your classmates voted you class president as well?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yep. I was class president my junior year and then vice president my senior year.
And I also noticed that in the basketball section, your coach, you want to tell us who your coach was?
Loretta Pickle.
Yeah, Loretta's still here. She wrote some nice things about you. I think were you the only senior that year?
Yes.
Okay, so that was, so you had an opportunity to be a leader to the team,
Yes.
I would imagine.
Yeah, it was really nice. I mean, it was weird, but nice.
Yeah. So do you want to tell us a little bit about so your principal back then, do you remember who your principal was?
Yes, I was Mike Cernicki.
Mike Cernicki, shout out to Mike. So I was discovering earlier that you and I have a connection with Mike. I met Mike in my work at Portage, and he was a volunteer in one of my schools, and he's a mentor to some of my students. So really great guy.
Yes.
Yeah. And do you want to tell us anything? Do you remember any staff? We mentioned Mrs. Pickle.
Oh yeah, Mrs. Pickle and I. Dale Thorson was another person that really impacted me, specifically with my career. And then Claire Federley also kind of impacted like my English interest, I guess.
Sure. And so let's fast forward a little bit. So you drove here today from?
I currently live in Platteville, Wisconsin, and I work in Dubuque, Iowa.
Okay, and your current profession is?
I am a mental health counselor.
Wonderful. And so, hey, I was wondering if you would like to walk the halls with me today.
I would.
All right. Would you like to transport to the hallways?
Let's do it.
All right, on count of three. 1, 2, 3. All right. Well, thanks for joining me in the hallway.
No problem.
Let's go for our walk. So one of the things that I like to play with our guests is, it's called 3 Things. Would you like to play?
Yes, of course.
All right. So if you would, and we're going to add a special thing because I know that you are a mental health professional.
Yes.
So we're going to call it 4 things today.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So a person, a place, a thing, and a feeling that you think of when I say Weston. So you want to start with a person?
Yeah. So the person I think of is one Mrs. Pickle. Shout out to you. Because she was my basketball coach and I just spent a lot of time with her. And then my other person is Dale Thorson. Shout out to you again. Just because you had a really big impact on my career. and I really appreciated that. And I know you always supported me through college even, and we're friends on Facebook, so that helps. And then my last person is Claire Federley, just because you had a big impact on my like English interest, and wanting to be an English minor, so.
Nice. All right, so that covers people.
Yeah.
How about place?
Place. So I think of the gym, the elementary gym, just because of all the sports I played, and gym classes. Those are always fun.
Yes.
With Dale Hinker. I always loved being in class with him. And then my other place is the blue stuff. And as some of you might know, it's on the playground. And it's just where we hung out a lot, or at least I did, in recess. So.
All right, so now I know what the blue stuff is when
Yes.
when someone says go to the blue stuff. All right, and person, place, thing.
Thing, okay. I think of the buses, which sounds weird because everyone hated the buses, but I really liked it because I was able to like make friends on there, one, and I was always the first one on and the last one off just because of where I lived. So I spent a lot of time on the bus, and I ended up like making a lot of friends and just playing different things, I guess, and just listening to music. So
Nice.
It was a good time.
All right, how about feeling? What feeling
Feeling.
do you get?
Ooh, I like that. I feel a lot of nostalgia when I come to Weston, or I think about Weston, and it's good. And there's a second feeling, I guess I feel, is happy, because I remember in high school I was just like the happiest person there ever was. And it was, yeah, I just feel happy when I think of Weston.
Nice, and I'm gonna tie to that or piggyback on that thought. So, looking in your yearbook, your classmates voted you most outgoing.
Yes.
And you were telling me something about something you would do on Tuesdays when you were in high school. You want to tell us about that?
Yes. So I made up a thing my senior year of Tutu Tuesday, and I made my own tutus. So they were like really big and poofy and colorful. So it was a good time. It was kind of helped me look forward to Tuesdays.
Nice. Well, we'll have to start that back up. Any of our students that want to do that. That sounds good. All right. Well, thank you for playing 4 things with me today. That was great. All right. Well, I have a couple more questions. If you wouldn't mind telling the people. So after high school,
Okay.
do you want to tell us your path from then until now?
Yeah, so I graduated in 2015, and then in fall 2015, I attended UW Platteville, and I majored in psychology, had a minor in English, and an emphasis in social services.
Okay.
And I graduated there in 2019. And then after that, I went straight into my grad program at Clark University in Dubuque, Iowa, for social work. And then I graduated with my master's in social work in August of 2020.
Wow. So you really did that. You got basically, that's 2 degrees in
Yep.
like 5 years?
Yep.
That's pretty impressive. It took me way longer to go through my first degree program, so that's fantastic. And so right now, you're working in Dubuque?
Yes, I'm working at Life Connections in Dubuque, Iowa as a mental health counselor.
Do you work with schools, or do you work with?
I don't work directly with
private?
schools, but our like company does.
Sure.
So we have like in-school counselors.
Yeah.
But I mostly work with, well, I have some kiddos, and I love them. And then I work with teens, which I like a lot, and then adults. So.
What advice would you give to, shifting topics a little bit?
Okay.
What advice would you give to students in school today? You know, especially being a mental health professional, in terms of, you know, we faced a lot of challenges this past year with our
Yes,
pandemic.
yes.
You hear a lot on the news about mental health challenges and what students might be facing and families are facing today. Any advice you might give to a student who, or anyone who's maybe struggling with some feelings of struggle in their mental health?
Well, one thing that I've been telling everyone is don't be afraid to reach out for help. I know sometimes in a small rural community we feel like we can't, or that it's frowned upon to. It's definitely not. And really, who cares what other people think?
Yeah, that's a great point.
But yeah, just don't be afraid to reach out for help and try to ask for support from friends and family.
Yes, wonderful. Good advice. So just thinking back at your time at Weston and then all of the things that you, all the challenges that maybe school put in front of you in college and after high school, how would you say that Weston prepared you for those challenges moving forward?
I feel like I was able to be really prepared for like my English career and like writing really well because of Claire Federley. And I really put my interest in that. Otherwise, like studying, I was able to be prepared for that in college, which is a total culture shock. But yeah, I mean, just being in a small school kind of prepared me for being outgoing, and just kind of going for it.
Yeah. So you graduated, you had a small class. How many?
Yes.
You had about 21
I
or
think
something?
22 people.
students
Yes.
in your class?
Yes.
Any other memories from back in the day
Oh boy.
that come to mind in Weston? Any stories that we can share on our podcast today?
I remember one time, I don't remember if it was during school or if it was like during practice, but we ended up having a chair race in the locker room hall. And that was really fun. That was fun.
After a basketball practice?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds...
It's like a team building exercise.
Yeah, there you go. Was Mrs. Pickle involved with that?
I think she was like, I don't see anything.
It sounds about right. All right. Would you say I always like to find out, because not everybody gets a chance to be in the school, or it's been a while for some people who have been in our schools, and so they may not know how to support the school or how to, get involved. Any advice that you might provide to the public?
Well, for people in the area, I know that there's a referendum coming up for the school, and I think it's really important to vote. It's important to vote in general, but specifically in supporting Weston, I think it'd be really good to vote for the referendum, just because it is a small school and it's a good school.
We love it. We love it a lot. So that's Tuesday, April 6th.
Okay.
Is our referendum. So yeah, thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah.
That's really a thoughtful thing to say. All right, well, Kari, I'd like to thank you for being on this episode of Walking the Halls with the Principal.
No problem. I had a good time.
Thank you for doing that. And I'd like to end with Soar Eagle Soar.
Eagle Pride.
Weston Elementary, gonna find out about someone new each and every episode.